Good morning, it is day 9. I am feeling really good today. Winter seems to have come back in full force, at least for now. Bit of light frost this morning. But yeah, it's overall looking to be another beautiful day. I'm sure it will warm up quickly. I think I'm through the withdrawals and the worst part of the dopamine fast. I really woke up feeling just energized, pumped and ready to go today. I woke up at my usual time around 5 a.m. and I have to say, like last 2 days especially, it's really been noticeable. It's so much easier to get out of bed now. Like it's quite effortless. Like my alarm woke me up today, but I felt energized, ready to go, and my sleep quality has really been improving the past 2 days. So I'm really happy about that. Like just not being on technology so late and having a set night routine really does help, and not having all these distractions does a lot of justice in terms of enabling us to actually stick to those night routines, because I've got my morning routine down pretty well. I mean, I work most mornings, so that makes it a bit easier to stay consistent, and for the most part my midday routine is all right. Like I'm not 100% consistent with that, but it's the evenings and night times that I struggle with the most, particularly if my midday routine doesn't go according to plan. Then it'll add more pressure when it gets to the evening, which I don't like, because I like to get to bed, you know, early enough, by like at least 9 p.m. make sure I get at least like 7 hours sleep. Yeah, I'm just feeling really good today, and yeah, what otherwise would be a boring day doesn't really seem that boring anymore. Like usually when I do double shift, it really is daunting and it's like, oh, it's gonna be so boring. But I find that just especially like now when I'm waiting for one lot of cows to milk, I'm like can stand out here and actually be alone with my thoughts, and I'm finding it actually really beneficial just to sit more in that space of contemplation, that space between stimulus and response, and it really helps process everything throughout the day. And really my stress levels are just going like down. I can really feel it, and I can still be productive. All right, I just got done with my midday workout. It's very rare for me to do my workout in the middle of the day like this, but since I'm doing double shift today, I thought I better get it done in between shifts, because if I wait for the evening like I usually do, then yeah, it's probably not going to get done. That's what I usually tend to do. I put it off till the evening, and then by the time it gets to evening, I'm already tired from the rest of the day and I don't do my workout. So yeah, I finished all my online coursework for the day. I still had like 2 hours until I have to go to the double shift. So I'm like, yeah, let's do a workout before we have some lunch. This is my, at the farm stay here, this is my gym setup. yeah, it's great, I know. This room here is the garage. It's a complete mess, complete chaos. It's like this from when we moved in, so some of the stuff is mine, a lot of it is my parents, and some of it is still left here from the people who own it. These boxes here have already been emptied, but you can see there's so much more stuff to unpack and go through. I mean, some of this equipment is being used and all that, but yeah, just boxes full of stuff that needs to be sorted. Broken radio, just crap everywhere. Apart from this resident cat. This is Coco, my cat. She likes that chair. And yeah, this gym stuff was actually left here by the people who own it, and it's just been sitting here rusting away. A nice little pull-up area which I've been slowly working on. And yeah, just 2 dumbbells left over. They're pretty old and rusted, which I've been using. It's pretty much, I have some newer ones, you know, those self-adjusting ones where you can adjust the weight on it, and these happen to be the perfect weight of what I'm up to at the moment. So I'm going to use them until I need to increase the weight. And this bench here, well, that's my old one that I've had for a long time but never used. It's really old and janky. It's just like crappy. It doesn't really lock into place. So if you knock this, the whole thing can just come down. So literally, it's a death trap. If you ever see me not going ghost or not posting, it's probably because I had an accident on this, and as you'll see in the coming clips, I'm still using it. So yeah, anyway, Hope you enjoy the workout. And by the way, I'm well aware that some of my forms are probably incorrect. Those of you who are very much into fitness and gym stuff, you'll probably be able to tell that, yeah, my form's not the best, and you probably have some pointers of things I can improve on. So feel free to leave that in the comments below, but just don't roast me, please, because I'm pretty new to this stuff. For most of my life, I've sucked at sports, and I've never been much into fitness or gym or anything. It's only in this last year that I'm actually starting to take it more seriously. I'm still a novice, still a beginner, so yeah, be a bit lenient, but at the same time, yeah, if you think I'm doing something wrong, comment it down below. I'd love to always improve, and I'd love to hear your feedback. Let's crush this workout. It is now the following morning, day 10, and yeah, just at the morning shift as usual. Today, physically, I feel great. Like, all those withdrawals that I had, they're pretty much gone now. There's been no more headaches or like nausea, tiredness, anything like that. Like, I feel great. I feel better physically than I have in a long time. Like, I really feel like my body, and especially my mind, has been just cleansed of all this rubbish, all this gunk that was just collecting and holding it back. That's just the best way I can describe it. Emotionally, I'm in a pretty rough space today. I've just been introspecting, reflecting on my life, what I've been doing for the past few months, for the past year, and I'm thinking a lot about the future. Like, right now, like, I feel like I'm here in the present moment. I'm able to bring myself back to the present, but yeah, I find myself thinking a lot about the future at the moment. And it's interesting, like, my creativity, my ability to think clearly has definitely increased, and I'm really being forced now to address some of the potential challenges that I face in my day-to-day life. Today I was meant to go to archery. I joined an archery club. Usually I go there every fortnight, and today would have been for that, but yeah, I decided I'm not going. Usually I'm pretty rigid when it comes to plans. Like, I'll make a plan, like, oh no, I have to go, I have to follow it. I feel like taking today after I'm done with work, just taking some time just to really write and just think things through, process things. I think it's good to be able to do that. Like, I mean, of course, like if you set an intention, it's good to follow through, and like especially with things like working out, like set an intention, follow through. It's not always good to just listen to, you know, what your mind tells you, what you're feeling, but at the same time it is good to be in tune with yourself, be able to listen to yourself as opposed to being so rigid. You know, be flexible, take it day by day. I've noticed today that even though I'm in a bit of a low state, it's not the extreme low that I usually feel. Like I'm someone who I usually feel either a very high in where I feel everything's going well, you know, I'm super pumped, I'm feeling just ready to go after it, super inspired, super motivated. Or I'm the complete opposite, where I'm not inspired at all, I'm deep in active addiction, I'm uninspired, unmotivated, and I'm just a lazy piece of shit. That's basically the two extremes that I've tended to fluctuate in between, in terms of my mood, in terms of my emotions, and in terms of how I am doing in everyday life. Especially in the first week of this dopamine fast, those emotional extremes especially were very much pronounced. Like in the span of one day, I went from being like up here to just down here. It's been rough, to say the least, especially when you have that fluctuation all the time. But I've noticed, especially in the past few days, that it seems a lot more balanced. Like yesterday I had a high where I was feeling really good, really inspired yesterday, but now it's like I'm feeling a bit low, but it's not this extreme low where I feel just depressed. I feel like, you know, yeah, this is a temporary stage, and you know, the high has passed. I'm not feeling motivated or inspired today, but that's okay. And I think by cutting out all distractions and doing this dopamine fast, like it's, first of all, it's enabling me to have much more emotional awareness. And for those of you who haven't you know, done this sort of thing before, I mean, if you're doing NoFap, you'll know a little bit of what it's like. But I think with dopamine fasting, getting rid of pretty much all distracting and stimulating behaviors, what you would call a flat line in NoFap, or, you know, withdrawals, it becomes much more pronounced. So that's something to look out for. It's going to be some challenging times that you're going to have to go through, very likely, if you're doing this. Of course, I'm just sharing my experience, yours might be different. I think in the long run, just being able to get to that space where you can live more balanced, instead of having these extreme swings, just have a much more stable mood. When you're feeling super motivated and you're on top of the world, like, it's great to capitalize on those times, but it's these low lows where the darkness is essentially calling you back, trying to pull you back. That's what is the most challenging here. That's what we want to avoid. So yeah, just some thoughts on that. Good morning, welcome back to day 11. We are going strong out here. Had a very early start today, woke up at 4 a.m. so that gave me a bit of extra time before getting ready for work, which I used for some writing. I managed to write down about almost 1,000 words, which was just, wow, ideas were really flowing this morning. And I must say, like, early morning wake-ups are really the key for me in terms of getting my creativity going. There's like that hour of just, you know, darkness before dawn, where it's just silent, it's peaceful. Like, that's really the best time to get my ideas flowing. So I wrote almost 1,000 words. I started writing self-reflections, or like memoirs, just reflecting on each year of my life, writing down what the key events were, how it made me feel at the time, how my views of it have changed. Like, just basically writing down key events for each year of my life, reflecting on it. Of course, not every single minuscule detail. It's really helping me connect the dots, because we all have parts of ourselves that we might have overlooked. Of course, you know, life happens and just you forget about things, and you don't want to process or face certain things. So it's really helping me to, I guess, process through some of my own personal struggles, some of my own challenges, issues, whatever. And yeah, it's been completely my idea. No one else has told me to do it. I thought, well, I'm just gonna start writing down, like, essentially like extended journal entries. I mean, journal entries are basically you're recording and capturing your life events as you go. And honestly, daily journaling is something I can highly recommend to anyone who hasn't done it. I mean, I've been doing almost daily journaling consistently for the last, well, 3 years probably. Yeah, about 3 years. I mean, I've been journaling for like 5 years, but not really consistent, like sort of on and off. But yeah, the past 3 years have definitely been like almost every day. So I've got a stack of like 5 journals that I filled out in that time, up to my 6th one now. Good morning, it's day 12. I want to do a bit of a rant before ending off this video. I want to talk about the fact that inspiration and being motivated is not enough. Now, in this self-improvement space, I see too many people that just rely way too much on motivation and feeling inspired. And I think it's honestly a self-improvement trap. Don't get me wrong, being in this space of self-improvement, having that mindset is great. That's what this channel is about. This channel is about, it started off as me documenting my journey, which that fundamental premise has not changed. I'll document my journey, show the process of how I'm improving my life, and hopefully that gives those of you, especially who are beginning the journey or maybe have been trying it for a while, it gives you some ideas of how you can do something similar to help improve your own life. So I want to essentially serve as an example, because I see too many people get caught in this cycle of consuming self-improvement content. You could watch self-improvement content for years and years, but then not take any real action towards actually fixing your own life. I've been caught in the same cycle for many years, where I'll just watch all these inspirational videos and I'll be like, oh, that's cool, this person's so inspirational, I wish I could be like that. But at the end of the day, it's like, did I understand exactly what they did? Did I implement any of the tips of what they were actually saying? Like they were giving practical advice, okay, do X, Y, Z and you can have what I have. No, I wasn't doing any of that. Did I actually understand what they went through? Because we can look at all these people of who they are today, like, oh wow, look how successful they are. But do we really understand what shit they had to go through, the struggle day after day that they probably had to go through to get to that point? No. The truth is that getting success, getting any real results is born out of pain and struggle. That's just the harsh truth. Working out, do I fucking enjoy it? No, I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy many aspects of this self-improvement journey. I don't want to get up early. I don't want to go and work out. It's like many days I feel like just being a lazy piece of shit. But it's through that pain of getting up, of doing it regardless of how you feel. That's what then builds growth and resilience and mental toughness in the long run. That's what can lead you towards living a more fulfilling life. I'm not saying it has to be a miserable journey. It can lead to more fulfillment and happiness in the long run. Too many people get caught in this cycle of just consuming content but not actually taking any practical steps towards fixing their own lives. And that's what really this channel is about. Don't get me wrong, there's many great people in this space already. There's people who make far better content than me. What I want my channel to be about is I want to be the example, not the exception. Now, what do I mean by that? Like, there's a lot of big creators out there. They've been obviously on this journey for a very long time, and they're coming into the space from a point of, all right, I've achieved success in this space. Here's my wisdom, here's my advice. Now you go and do it. Which, that's great. These advice videos, they have a lot of wisdom. But if you're still at the space where it's like you're still trying to figure this thing out, you know, you don't know exactly what you want out of life, it's very hard to take it step by step and actually implement some practical tools in order to achieve what it is that you want. And that's what this channel is really about. Because I started this channel off from a place of weakness. I wasn't really having much of anything going for me. I mean, you can go through and look at my channel. I've had my share of struggle and all of that. I've had several channels over the years before this one, and I want this channel just basically to be a library of archiving, documenting my own journey. By sharing my journey, I'm showing the ups, I'm showing the downs, and I'm showing the process, because I want to be an example. There's nothing special about me. Like, if I can do it, if I can really achieve success, then so can you. And I'm not there yet. I'm still very far from where I want to be. Self-improvement, I think, is not about a specific goal. It's about the journey itself, the process, the mindset of constantly looking at your life critically. What are my strengths? What am I good at? And also, what are my weaknesses? So it's like, how can I continue building on my strengths, capitalize on it? What can I do about my weaknesses? How can I overcome them? That's all I have to say for today. This video is probably getting too long anyway. End of day 12, checking in. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the like button, comment down below, and yeah, I'll see you all in the next one. Ciao.